Hey, I'm on for a little bit tonight. Something of an unscheduled stream, but we're just gonna go through this. I've been practicing a little bit, trying to kind of see what I want to do with Lies of P, and what I decided I'm gonna try and do is kill anything in 3 hits. That's going to include any bosses, any required fights, and honestly, I'm not gonna require it, but I'm going to try and do any um any regular enemies in 3 hits as well. Full rules, I'm still kind of like working on as we go, but I think that what it's going to end up being. Check something here. All right. I think that the way it's going to go is I will allow specters, and they're going to count as one attack. And throwing is allowed for like setup, but I'm not going to allow using it for like excessive amounts of damage. Maybe like a 10 or 15% cap total. That way I can maybe use canisters for status effects, and I can use like shot puts and cluster grenades for stagger. But the goal is to not like, spam throwables and all that. And like this is, not like some official run with rules or anything. So beyond that, it's kind of like what I find is fun and appropriate. I am going to skip the healing cells, I think, because I'm going to use discharge status later on for damage. And if I skip that now, it's just going to make my life better later on. Uh, Respecs are going to be allowed. What is this not showing up correctly? Sorry, something's not showing up right on my other screen. Okay, now it's actually showing up. Weird. Um, so the first part of this is that the first few bosses are going to be very, very hard to kill in 3 hits. And that is because when we kill them, we have like basically no we have essentially no like real damage modifiers that we can leverage. So we're gonna have to grind some levels. Before killing Puppet Master, level 20 is the maximum level allowed. So we're going to basically just run through and get ourselves up to level 20. And what we're going to be doing with that is putting all of our points into technique. I would put a couple into capacity just to be a light load because I prefer it. Because unfortunately, with this weapon and the start, we cannot hit light. And because I can't hit light, and because I'm skipping heals, I'm just going to leave my armor on for now. Although in my practice runs, I was taking it off, just kind of out of habit. Weird, my hit rate's showing red again. I hope it's actually working correctly and that's just a bug. So since I do have to level up to 20, I am going to, just kind of like stop and kill things. It doesn't really like impact the total amount of time it takes to do this. It doesn't mean it's gonna sorry if I cough. I'm still getting over being sick. Um this does mean it's gonna take us like, I don't know, 45 minutes to get to the boss. And then if I burn through all the consumables available before I can actually kill him, which is very possible, uh, I might have to like copy over my save game to try again. But the basically the rule is going to be 3 attacks is what we have to kill him in, and attacks are kind of whatever I consider to be an attack. A regular attack, yes, obviously, fable, charge, all of that. Um, Throwing a thermite or a throwing cell, I have gone back and forth on. I'm not sure yet. I do think that using a canister should not count as an attack, though, because it's not like directly targeting the enemy. And then shot puts and cluster grenades, I'm not going to count later on. I've been kind of talking and not really paying attention to it, but just as a loose rule, not like enforced, but just kind of in the spirit of things. Any regular enemies, I think, should have to be killed within 3 hits as well. So something like this guy should have to die in three. I think a couple of these I've killed in four attacks so far. One, two. Yeah, so that guy died in two actual attacks. It was three swings, but it was only two attack, like two mouse clicks. So that was all good. But yeah, like in most runs we just kind of run past all these guys. This guy right here is going to be the first actual challenge because I didn't practice fighting him at all before. Um, if I don't get him in 3 hits, I'll probably just kill myself and try again. Uh, what I should probably have done is focused more on building up heavy attacks on the path to him. I think what I'm going to have to do is block him. So that's one, two. We're not going to have enough, are we? No, I definitely need the Fable attack that third hit. So we'll try this again. I have to figure out how to actually get the Fable built up though, because there's no bonfire we can hit just yet. I kind of wish I killed myself next to the door though. And we're going to be using heavy attacks to hopefully get three Fable before this guy needs to be hit, or before you reach him. I think there's enough guys to do it. I know I've done it um, in previous runs, but that was a different weapon. And really, lucking out here is actually like to hit on the lower side of the damage scale, like that, so we can get a second attack in. Because it looks to me like what we're gonna have to do is uh, block until we are in like oh until we are in range of hitting the stagger thing, like when his hit point bar goes white, and then probably use that to launch into a Fable attack, which should put him into a fatal, and then we can follow that up with a charged heavy. I think that's the way we have to do it. And although we could also probably start with the charged heavy, but I'm not sure if that's going to be easier or harder to win the Fable attack with. I did hit all three Fable cells, so we'll just continue going right here. Um, and kill. I guess I kind of need to kill everything else in the way, just because this next fight is going to take a few minutes, or not a few minutes, but it'll take a while to actually like get all the parries, and hopefully I can actually. Oh, yeah, that's. Oh yeah, hopefully I don't die on the guy because I have no heals at this point in the game since I'm not picking anything up. Although if I die, I can try and die in a more convenient spot, I suppose. Oh, you know what? I can actually just open this so I don't have to have an awful run back. Although I'll still have to, kill a few guys. One, two, three. 4. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Perfect. All right. So it's right click F to do the table attack, not regular F, which is the other one. It's the blade fable, which is a counter attack. So we'll build up some more fable again. Fortunately, it's gonna be a little bit quicker to get back there since we opened the door. Also, we died with a bunch of fable, so we should get that back when we pick our ergo up. So I think I only need to actually kill these 5 to get what I need. Because now I should have over 1 bubble. I am like purposefully skipping the heal. I'll eventually have 2 heals due to Geppetto, which will be enough. Yeah, we've got our 3. This is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay, we got him in 3. 3 tries too. That's fine. We'll just we'll learn as we go. Deaths are expected here. Not the end of the world by any means. Plus, I mean, we killed a few extra guys, and we're gonna have to go through this and kill a bunch anyways, since we're gonna need level 20 for Parade Master to have any shot at all of killing him in 3 attacks. The first few bosses are gonna be very difficult for this. I've only practiced Parade Master. I've not gone up to practice Scrapped Watchman yet. But Watchman does have double the hit points, so we're gonna kind of be relying a lot on probably having to buy a Great Sword of Fate, um, and then putting that on like maybe a Wintry Rapier handle, and then using that with a bit of level grinding. So we're also gonna have to buy the weapons off of this guy before they disappear. And unfortunately, that also means that our defense stats are going to be pretty thin for a while because I'm gonna have to put everything into damage for a little bit. Dog hit me. I may revise not taking heals. We have until what is it, chapter 9 before we can't pick up these 3 anymore. So we'll see if I decide to do that. Those are all 3 hits. Something like that guy, if he somehow survived and needed a 4th, I wouldn't count that against me for the run, but I do kind of want to stick to trying for 3 just to be in the spirit of things. I'm also gonna level again here because I took a bit of unnecessary damage. So if I want to heal, I might as well just do this. And we are gonna go grab the ergo and stuff. Like we'll be going through and picking up a lot of items. Oh man, I swear I know how to play this game. Kind of. Originally, what I was going to try and do for this challenge was one shot every boss, but while that does seem possible for a few, I didn't really find many resources online of people who had done that. And as I was looking at it, I kind of realized there were going to be like weird spots, like Champion Victor, who doesn't really fall into an easy category for what constitutes a one shot. Like on some fights, when there's an actual like NPC change or something, or a health bar changes, it's pretty easy to say, okay, well, this is a different fight. It's a one shot, but like in Champion Victor's case, he keeps the same health bar. So I decided that I was just going to call it three hits because it seems like everything can be taken out in three potentially. I still couldn't find much information on a few of them, but like theory crafting made me think three is possible, especially with my extra rules to kind of work in a little bit more damage here and there. So because of that, we're going for three. Also, it helps that three and P rhyme. That's really the whole. I know, very thought out. Everything else is just a justification to explain why I'm going with three and P rhyming. Oh, come on. All right, we're gonna have to do the. We're not gonna get him in three. We're gonna let him kill us though. I could do him in three hits. Um, I just need to land more parries so that the white bar would come up. So I get the white bar up, then I do the first one with the Fable attack, second one be fatal, and a third a charged heavy would finish him off. I'm still trying to like get used to the heavy here. I think I'm probably relying on it a little bit too much. But I'm not sure which things do and don't die in three hits. Maybe I have enough technique that everything will be three or less. So I know like without any technique, some of these things sometimes take four. But maybe just leveling technique is enough. I can do them all in three. One, two. That second follow up attack hitting twice is really nice to still count as three. Like that one only counts as a second hit, which is very handy. Then these guys I'm all killing this way, just so I have Fable for the big guy. Ooh, that was lucky. That guy should have hit me. I messed up on my attack. We do have to heavy the. Well, I guess we don't have to heavy the dog. We just have to go back and kill something else. Sorry if I still sound sound stuffed up. I thought I was getting over whatever I have. I felt um, much better on Thursday when I streamed. I felt great on Friday, and then I woke up today still feeling kind of down, or not down, but sick, which was always fun. Like I was so stuffed up, I actually woke up. My cat was like licking my face and pawing at me because apparently like my nose was so stuffed up. It caused me a bloody nose, and I had like blood all over my face. And my cat was freaking out because there was blood on my face, and it wasn't from him clawing me. That was a fun way to spend my morning. Next will be the one. I thought he was gonna do like the rush, but he didn't. Two. I think it's six, three, four. Unfortunately, we have to stagger him purely through parries. Five. He does that one, which I can never read. I can try for a charge attack to get him right here. In fact, we're so low on health, I'm gonna have to. It didn't work though. Okay, well, we got him. Um, he does respawn, so it wasn't like a one-time only thing. I could have technically run past him. I have, no health at this point, so I do have to do the rest of this section hitless, or I could just run up to the thing. I could probably do that without being hit, and backfill. I'm gonna try it that way. Just have to pull up someone's stream I want to lurk on. Yeah, we're just gonna try and run this. Then we'll get all the other items after. Deathless strats coming in clutch, right? Or copying hit people who do it hitless, which is the real category. This should get everything to Diagro. No, we can just talk right here or sit right here and heal up and level. We will have to go back and kill a few things, so that's fine. We're gonna pick up our weapons too right now because we are going to need these in the future. I thought I could buy canisters off of this guy, but I can't. I was thinking a way to get a little bit extra damage on the final guy if I need it is to make use of electric damage. Since that would make the other attacks stronger. But it looks like we're going to have to figure out a better way to sequence this. 'Cause I'm not going to use throwing cells, although I could. But I've done it before without. We just have to grind to level 20, which is going to be another 15 to 5 levels. I think they're probably going to average 1100 per, so we probably need to get to about 5500 ergo, which is not going to take nearly as long as it sounds. I was doing it in about 45 minutes on my test file. Streaming, I mean, we fought the first guy, like the policeman, 3 times to fall within the 3 rule. So probably within an hour. Well, not an hour from now, but an hour total on the file. We can get it. Also, we can do kind of all quick attacks at this point, except for on the big guy, which we're going to avoid. So something like this, where it might not be so easy to tell how many attacks I used on each thing, I'm just going to try and use my best judgment. And if it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, whatever. They're not really the targets for the rule. I don't really want to fight the guy up there again because once again he is more of a pain than he's worth. At least adhering to this rule. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to go right over here and kill the big group of guys. And this is much quicker XP. I do wish I didn't have to grind quite so much at this point in the game, but since there are not really any, like, or there's not very many ways to add damage, like, you're kind of just stuck with using whatever is available. And this is what's available. Uh, to kind of give you an idea of like how close it is damage wise, I'm on my test file at least, I was getting about 1,800 damage from a recharged Fable attack, and then I was getting 1,300 from a Fatal attack. So with those things like in mind, if I can do two 1,800s and a 1,300, basically that's leaving me with about 500 hit damage and buffer, since the boss himself only has 4,400. And all those numbers were with an abrasive on. So like there's not a whole lot of room, like a whole lot of wiggle room to not have max stats. I could probably do it, but I mean, we're talking less than 10% across everything. It's like a margin for error. And at some point, it's going to come down to just where I land on the damage rolls. Get behind me. That was weird. All right, we're at level 17. We have three more to go. In fact, I even tested if it was possible to like be at level 19 and get multiple levels worth of ergo saved up, and then like try and level at once, but you can't. It actually just grays out the button. And then if you are at 20, the level up doesn't even show. So there is, as far as I can tell, there is no way to pass level 20 um, before Puppet Master's dead. At least we're gonna have some Sawtooth wheels, which are our best friend in the Deathless run that we were doing. At least not on the route we were using. And my reasoning for picking this build is that the 9-9 is like it's 1 or 2 points higher than doing the 11-5 start. Basically, 4 points of motivity by like level by points 20 and 21 versus points like 5 through 9 are worth more. On this weapon specifically. On the rapier, that's not the case. But I was trying to maximize for this boss, and hopefully it'll work. Because if we like, I guess my thinking is this is the one boss that we can't grind our way out of like a couple points extra if we need it. But I think that we'll hit the point no later than Fuoco where grinding isn't going to matter. Uh, I am going to have an issue though at Fuoco for a little bit because you might have noticed I'm building technique for this right now, and I probably am going to need motivity around the time I get the big pipe wrench. I haven't really done too much research into what other handle I can use because I'm going to need something with ideally a B technique C motivity, but I could also take B motivity that can do slash damage. And I'm not sure what handle that's going to be. Possibly the dagger handle, because I think that one's primarily slash. I just have to be very careful that I don't stab with it on accident. But I don't think that'll happen.